Mixed reality.
On mixed realities.
On mixed realities.
But I guess we're gonna start off with a little updates on our challenges. The Etsy store is up, so if you want to go check it out, the one product we have on the page right now is the SD card holder. So if you want to buy an SD card holder that's really cool in rainbow colors,
So cute.
so cute. It will be in the description. Every video from now on, moving forward, we'll have our Etsy store in the description. So if you want to support us, go to the Etsy store, buy whatever product. We will be putting more and more products on there. Honestly, there's so many things that we've been finding that we're going to put on our store. So we're going to be adding a bunch of products, testing them out, because how Etsy is, it's kind of like it's like a social media platform for products.
Yeah.
So
much stuff on Etsy.
yeah, exactly. So we are just going to test a lot of good stuff. So that's why we're going to test products, see which ones work, which ones don't, and then the ones
also print things that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, because he obviously does a bunch of film and stuff, so he knows that SD cards are useful. Well, SD card holders are useful in the film space. So.
Yeah, film. And then, like I think we might have mentioned on the last podcast when I was showing the prototypes, we will be doing it. I think the Nintendo Switch card holder is going to be a game changer. So once that's up, well, the Nintendo Switch, that will be live hopefully by next week. But our challenge last week was to get the store up. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was our challenge. So at the end of this podcast, we are going to another challenge. Every podcast will have a challenge. I don't know what challenge I'm going to do yet for myself.
I think it's good also because even today, we got in back and forth. And I think challenges, like, not argument, but, like, debate. Because I feel like challenges also just, like, help you stay on track. Like, my friend Jonathan that I work with, he's, like, he saw my phone. I always leave my phone open on accident. Mm-hmm. And he saw my phone. I was editing a reel for the podcast. And he's like, oh, it's so cool y'all do podcasts. And he's like, oh, why are you doing it? I was like, oh, just for fun. And it's a good way to catch up. Now it's a good way to catch up and stay accountable for, like, different things. Yeah. But in a fun way. You know what I mean?
We started the challenge thing in Jacksonville, low-key. But we never posted the podcast where we challenged ourselves to run a marathon. I don't think so. Remember at the
I'm glad we didn't post that.
Yeah, we didn't post that one.
Well, we were going to.
We were going to run.
We actually technically, what was the longest we ran? 12?
Yeah, we ran 12 miles twice.
Yeah. We can definitely hit 15. I'd probably pass out, but... Well, 15's pretty.
Is that what not a half? It wasn't a half.
Half K is 15.
A half K. What's it called? It's not a half K.
Half marathon. Wait, it's not half K. It's half marathon.
Is it a half K? But what's the terms for marathons? I don't know.
Half marathons. 15.
No, but it's like, isn't it like a 3K, 4K? Like, is that not a thing?
It goes from like 3K, 5K. Yeah. Half. Marathon.
Yeah, I don't know the term.
So the marathon is like 23.1, I think. Okay. If I'm not mistaken. I think it's 23.1 miles for some reason. Yeah, you always go by the names. After.
Yeah, so I don't know the names of like the difference between.
Because 5K is 5K. 5K is 3 miles.
5K, that's what I think we were aiming for. 5K.
5K is only 3 miles. Or 5K.
Who cares? But at the end of the day, we are going to work ourselves up to maybe doing that. But we'll do our next challenge. I'm going to think of what I want to do with the podcast.
You know what we should probably do is find... We're close to Atlanta now. We should find a run. They always have runs. They have Thanksgiving. They have Christmas. They have random...
Or do that
Cancer. Yeah. Well, that one's booked, but... Yeah.
No, remember, I think last time I checked it was open. I just didn't buy the tickets. But
also, my challenge was... I think we already went through that.
Yeah, your challenge 2 weeks ago was the meditation.
My challenge... It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, and she's continued her challenge. And so let's talk about how you've been meditating almost every day for 2 weeks. How has it changed your life? Have you met other other beings and dimensions of meditating, and how many times have you cried?
Okay, so first I'd like to start off by saying that some people, like Weston, can't sit and meditate. Like, they just don't enjoy it. I've been meditating, as in like sitting with my thoughts in silence with my eyes closed. That form of meditation for probably like 5 years. I've been on and off. Never like.
Wait, you've been on and off.
I've always, there's other forms of meditation,
Yeah.
running and stuff, and I like doing that too. But I'm talking about sitting down in a comfortable spot with your eyes closed, meditating. Some people can't do that, sit with their thoughts like that, or they think it's boring.
You want to hear a funny story?
But it took me.
Real quick.
Yeah.
It's gonna take less than a minute. I meditated for maybe a couple months straight for like every day after I went to Tony Robinson with my parents. Did not get any. I would recommend Tony Robinson. Just don't do it the way I went. My sister wanted me and my brother to go, so that's great. But then my mom went, and she sat next to us. And then my dad. Don't go to Tony Robinson with your mom that doesn't believe in doing that type of stuff, because it was such a buzzkill. She was literally sitting next, like while everyone's standing up, like jumping up and down. Mom. Like everyone, like he tells you, like jump up and down, like to get the energy. She's just sitting there, not involved, and that's it did not.
And we love her.
I love my mom, but she does not need to go to Tony Robinson, so she didn't take it serious. No. If I would recommend Tony Robinson, go with maybe one other person that's going to take it serious, super serious. Because I didn't even go the last day because I was like, there's no point in going. I'm not getting the most out of this experience. I'm actually getting annoyed being there.
Yeah, so with that being said, I've literally sat with myself for like on and off like 5 years. And I did meditate consistently for like maybe like a week. But it's always been like on, off. Even if it's on and off within a day. Like, I'll do it Monday, I'll do it Wednesday. I'll take that from a meditation for Tuesday. So basically, I've been meditating every day for 2 weeks for at least 30 minutes and sometimes an hour. And I've specifically been focusing on...
So she's taking naps.
Yeah, he fucking jokes with me and says they're naps. But specifically, I've been doing breathwork meditation, and I've never done this practice. And it's completely changed my life in 2 weeks. And that sounds crazy, but also, if you get discouraged with meditation and stuff, I feel like people kind of give up after they sit there for like the first time, the second time, and their thoughts still wander. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to be able... Everyone's different, but some people do give up when they're like, oh, it does nothing for me. I can't get my mind to stay still. Sometimes you need to let your thoughts wander for them to gather back up and let them go. You know what I mean? So, do you
have a mantra that you, when I did Tony Robinson, he had like a mantra that you want to repeat to yourself, or certain things, like he says you can make it up. Everyone's mantra is different, but like, I made up a mantra that I would start actually saying when I was running. Like, I think my mantra was persistence, persistence, and there was one other, make success.
Mine, well, like something you say to yourself every time.
Yeah, so the whole time, persistence, consistence.
So I usually say thank you.
Yeah.
Or I say let it go, and like thank you is for me and myself, like thanking myself and my being for what I've gone through and what I'm going through and what I've gone through and how I treat myself and what I'm grateful for. Thank you to yourself out loud is like huge. And then I say, what the heck do I say? I say thank you, and then I say let it go, because I just have a bunch of stuff that is with me from like my entire childhood, my entire growing up. So that, going back to the meditation practice, breathwork meditation, the first time I did it, I was mind blown. The first time I did it, I cried. I did it for 45 minutes. It was guided. It was on YouTube. Easy.
Wait, you're
free.
Talking about recently?
Mm-hmm. Okay. The first time 2 weeks ago that I did breathwork meditation. I can't believe it took me so long to do that meditation and to experience that feeling. But really, you just kind of sit with yourself, and you are forcing yourself into a breathing pattern that forces emotions and energy out of you. So, like, I literally walked around. I lived in Jacksonville. We lived in Jacksonville for a year, and I had a pain in my chest. Literally, people, you might think I'm crazy. And I told you, I was like, this probably sounds crazy. But I had a nagging pain in my chest for probably a year and a half. And it was like, it just sat on top of me. And after a while, you get kind of used to it, or like, it's hard to breathe, or to breathe slowly, or to, like simply breathe in. That pain immediately went away when I just breathed through it. You know what I mean? And it's one of the most interesting exercises that I've done, because you literally just sit there with your body, with this energy, and you're trying to breathe through and flow through all the energy, all the pain, all the stress that's sitting on you. Breathwork, it's like a huge... After I did it for like a week, I was researching it. It's a huge, huge healing practice that people do. Like, and there's different types. Like, there's the stomach inhale, and then you inhale again through your chest, and then you exhale. Or there's the stomach inhale, and then you exhale 4 count through your mouth. Like, there's multiple different things that get your body into this like energy release.
Well, remember, I was talking to you downstairs when you lay in the bed, but like Dr. Huberman, he said they did a research study where when you did this, and then when you're like this, you like at the top of your breath, you go, and then the extra, and then you slowly exhale. And they did a study where if people regularly did that, it lowered their stress levels by, I don't know the percentage, but let's just say it's 15-20% immediately after doing that. And so that's just that breath technique. Imagine doing a breath technique like the ones you're saying. I feel like the reason why you lost that pain, or like anyone that feels more relief from doing meditation, it's kind of the exiting, the cutting out of some stress from your life. It might not be all of it, but I feel like doing any type of meditation takes stress off you.
You know what I like? I always try to write or reflect on my meditations afterwards. And so I was thinking, I was like, you walk around all day, every day, most likely with the same breath pattern. So, like, without thinking, you're walking around all day long, right? And if you're... Because you know how people are like, breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. It's more relaxing. There's really different types of breathing for you. But could you imagine walking through your day for years with the same breath pattern ever and not diving into different breath patterns and how it makes you feel?
100%.
It's bizarre, freaking mind-blowing what the practice has done for me in just 2 weeks, and I'm not stopping. I'm addicted to it. I feel like I'm healing. I've literally tapped into energies and like emotions that I've held on to for years within the last 2 weeks, and I feel a lot better just by breathing and closing your eyes and sitting there for an hour. The longest I've done is like an hour and 15 minutes, but what'd you say? Forgot you asked me a question.
Just on the podcast or earlier today?
No, something about the... Damn, forgot what you said.
What was it about?
It was about the meditation.
Oh, do you have a mantra that you speak?
No, I said that. Frick, I forgot what you said. It's okay. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stop.
No, I mean...
I've done it for 2 weeks, and I've completely changed my life. I don't think I'm going to stop. It's bizarre. Or you said, do I trip? Or like think about other things. So I
didn't mention anything about tripping.
No. You said, do you see other energies or something?
Oh, yeah. Do you see other dimensional things?
If a 5 to 20 minute one, no. If I'm sitting there for an hour, 100%. I literally... Because I've tried so hard to practice controlling my mind, and I felt like it's defeated me for so long.
Yeah.
For so long. And so if I can actually sit there and get to a point where my mind is actually clear and I don't have any thoughts coming through that are negative, like discouraging, like all these bad thoughts that go through my mind all the time. If I can sit there in silence for an hour and have that clear energy in my mind, I feel like I accomplished something. So if I sit there, I'll stretch that as long as my mind wants it to. So for certain meditations, if the music's right and I'm thinking about a certain thing and visualizing a certain thing, I definitely drift off for sure. Mm-hmm. The other day it was after a run and I sat there with my eyes closed and I just drifted off into a random. It sounds so crazy,
That's
but
why
I
I think
definitely
she's taking
was
naps.
not. So yeah, he's like, you're taking a nap. But yeah, basically, I totally rambled. But basically, I told myself, should I even stop? I probably shouldn't stop.
Definitely shouldn't
meditating. I was like, oh, and for you, I know we just fought today, but we had a fight today. But have you
just before this
noticed a difference
in what?
My mood since I've been in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, 100% have. It's just you should have meditated right when you got home from work. That's what you should have done. I'm joking, but
boyfriends.
She had a stressful day at work, and we shoot the podcast after she's done working. And
just a long day.
Long day, and then I was like, "We're gonna shoot a podcast." We've shot a bunch of podcasts and haven't released them, not because of you, but just because the vibes were off. I got editing and they just the conversations weren't there. It was just kind of like, and then the last podcast.
I also haven't been in front of a camera, and neither are you. You're always behind a camera.
Yeah, but it was more so like just the vibes were off because you had a busy day, and I just saw it going into that direction where if we get on camera, the vibes are going to be off, but they're not.
So the last 2 weeks.
So that's what I'm saying. It worked, but going back on the meditation thing. I have not read this book, but I think the book's called Breathe, and it's a talk. It talks about the proper way of breathing. Mm-hmm. I was at a video shoot in Antigua, and one of the photographers who told me about this, and his name's I can't remember his name, but there's some science behind breathing through your nose. So like, because when you breathe through your mouth, it's going straight into your lungs. So, but when you breathe through your nose, it's being filtered by your nose hairs, and then all the like the channels. It's being filtered, so you're getting cleaner air technically when you're breathing through your nose, which then affects how your body's processing the air. Your body's doing less work to process air through your nose than it is through your mouth, and so that has some scientific thing to it that book. So. The fact that you're meditating, doing proper breath works, I feel like that is great. And that's actually going to lead me to my next subject I wanted to bring up was kind of depression and like just stress as being a business owner and starting a business. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't talk about is when you are a business owner, there's going to be loads of stress and there's going to be probably loads of depression too at times. And I feel like if you own a business and you understand these type of things, meditation, whether it's the meditation you're talking about, working out, running like I am, that's going to help significantly because this year has not been ups, all ups for us, both in our personal lives and in my business. So it's like this year we were planning on kind of pivoting the business. I was in getting kind of cutting clients off throughout the year, but just so happened all the clients we planned on doing that to slowly taper out, they did it to us within a week.
Yeah.
So it turned my year plan into crunch down week plan, and that
adapt and
had
change.
A load, and still to this today. Every day I wake up has a load of stress and depression and stuff that's just all mixed together. And I don't think that's something that a lot of people, these entrepreneurs you see online, really talk about. Owning a business, even if, it's not that stressful when you're making, $15,000-$20,000 a year. But once you start hitting six figures and above, things start getting stressful because you start having people work for you. You start having logistics and, accounting stuff that people don't realize that's all. So like when your business, I wouldn't say crashes, but takes a big dip, it's so much logistics as a business owner that you have to deal with that you need to have an outlet outside of your business. And that's what I'm finding this past 6 months to a year. This podcast is an outlet. Learning the 3D printing is an outlet. Starting to learn ways to create stuff for my personal self. And I think in the next year, if we can get, this is up to you guys actually to help support this podcast. If we can get my goal is eventually not to create anything for anyone other than us, our businesses, unless if I own it. So for instance, I don't want to start doing, I do a lot of social media stuff and stuff for other people's businesses, which that pays the bills right now. Eventually, I want to focus full time on the podcast, full time on just creating short films, stuff for us. And I think, having those outlets that I've created, because when you're a business owner, a lot of business owners create their businesses out of their passions. Mm-hmm. But even if you do that, which I did, once you start doing it for other people, you start realizing, especially in the video space and marketing space, you're like, why am I not doing that stuff for myself? It's like, oh, I'm not doing it because it's not paying the bills. But if you are the person that I want to be, where it's like I want to create films and I want to create a podcast, I want to create these businesses, sooner or later I'm going to have to take what I know, what I'm doing, that people are paying me to do for their businesses. I need to do that solely for me, unless they're paying me hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to work with them.
Yeah, and it goes back to it's crazy when you get older in different aspects of your life, business, personal, whatever it is, that you truly come back to yourself. Mm-hmm. Right? It's a full circle.
Yeah.
You want to grow up, you want to help people, you get a job, work at a company, all this stuff. And eventually, for some people, it's like, I am giving too much to other people when I can give this to myself. Energy, money, work, business life, everything is full circle for us, I feel like. I think it's bizarre how everything just kind of makes a turn. Maybe it's sometimes your downfalls feel like downfalls for the worst, but it's a sign and maybe it'll help you in the future. Because I truly feel like everything has a meaning. And yeah, if you're a business owner, you're having roller coasters all the freaking time. But maybe some ups are signs. Well, maybe some ups are ups and maybe some downs are signs that you need to pivot. And pivoting is not a bad thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And maybe it's a sign that you need to do something for yourself and not for other people and not for this one thing. Because, I think a lot of successful people they didn't just do one thing. A lot of people did do one thing and made it, but they didn't just do one thing and be like, I'm giving up now. There's different aspects everywhere, and it's pouring into yourself. And I feel like nowadays there's so much that you can give yourself that other people would like that you give yourself. That sounds so crazy. But people like to see other people pouring into themselves. It makes them want to pour into themselves. So maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, and then one thing that one thing that I was looking at recently is, okay, let me test the job market. And by testing the job market, taught myself okay, I do need to not just raise our prices, restructure packages that, because when I tested the job market, I'm getting offered 6-figure jobs or getting to the job, like the interviews for six-figure jobs. And then my clients, I'm like, wait, would it make more sense for me to do this for a company, get paid way more because we have a bunch of clients, but technically, you treat this one job as a client essentially, and it's paying more than my current clients. So then it's like making me like realize what I'm doing at the level that I'm doing is more valuable than I'm giving to my clients.
And that's
and the reason why. You okay?
I just had a weird burp.
No, but I'm making it seem like my clients aren't paying us a lot. They're paying us a lot, but if you know my skill level of what I'm doing, it's
pretty low.
What? You say low?
I think yeah.
My skill level's low.
No, you said the skill level of what you're doing.
Yeah, no, the skill level. My skill level.
In regards.
Is super high, and sometimes you grow out of your current clients, and I'm at the point where I'm growing out of my current clients. I'm working with a lot of small business owners, personal brands, and we do have some startups. The goal is now to just only work with startups and big businesses. And I've had work with the NFL players, HP. I need to be focusing on those. And there's going to be a time in anyone's business is when you outgrow your clients. And so right now I feel like I'm in that phase of outgrowing my clients, and also looking internal.
And I feel like you have to remember with everything, every single thing is a learning experience if you want it to be. Good, exactly. Bad, it's a learning experience if you want it to be. There's no reason why maybe you should give up on that business. Maybe you should give up on that relationship, but I hope you learn something from it.
Yeah.
And then you'll be fine.
And don't be afraid to fail at a business. Sometimes you need to start over to make it good. But anyways, talking about starting over, I don't know if you have an opinion on this or not, but something that's going really big right now is Messi going to Miami.
Your forearms look huge right now.
Thank you. Well, Messi's going to Miami. You know who Messi is?
No.
The soccer player.
Oh, yeah.
And he's doing really good. Ronaldo just won his first championship today. All I'm saying is Messi's better than Ronaldo. Next subject. Okay. Next question. There's no stance. Okay, so here's a question. First question of the day is, if animals could talk, which species do you think would have the best gossip? Or would gossip the most? I think that's a better question to it. Which species of animals would gossip the most? I'm going to stick with only land animals because fish, that's kind of a lot. I'm gossiping wise. I was originally going to say cats, but they're normally single cats. They can't gossip with themselves. So then you have to stick with like group animals that are going to be around each other. Gosh. I want to say pigeons, but that would be easy because they're always together. But they don't. What would pigeons gossip about?
I honestly think it's birds.
Yeah, birds is. Oh, it does say species, so birds, is that a species?
Because you get up in the morning, they're definitely talking crap to each other.
Yeah, they're always like, yo, you hear that motherfucker's bird?
And then they try to mock others. Yeah, I know.
Like I'll be outside like, and then hear they were returning. I'm like, motherfucker.
Birds for sure, easy peasy. Moving on.
All right. Would you rather be stuck in an elevator for 48 hours with an opera singer who won't stop practicing, or a mime that takes his act too seriously? So, would you be stuck in an elevator for 48 hours with a mime or an opera singer who just won't?
A mime. Frick an opera singer.
Yeah, 48 hours. If it's only 48 hours, I'd rather be the mime. Yeah, oh man.
I would kill myself.
I would
Sorry.
kill her.
Yeah, I'd probably murder her. No, I would not.
For $1 million, would you agree to have your search history from the past year broadcast on national TV?
My private or my normal?
Everything. YouTube, Google, everything.
Oh, my private Safari? Oh, my normal.
All of it. Yeah.
How many? How much?
$1 million. $1 million's not that much. I probably would do it for $1 million though.
Easily $1 million. What you gonna do?
Yeah,
it's not like we
yeah.
haven't done stuff.
There's so much that I've searched over the year that you know how much of the bullshit, the little bullshit that I did search, it's gonna get missed.
If you're gonna come for me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I just got $1 million. And we all do the same stuff. You're just mad that I got $1 million.
This next one is great. If you had to replace your hands, hold on. If you had to replace your hands with objects in your house, what would the objects be?
Wait, do I get to choose? This is a great.
Yeah, you get to choose.
No. Do I get to choose two different things with two different hands?
Anything.
Okay, so I would choose a fork, like one of those big forks, like not just a eating fork, just like
with this?
a fork. And I would choose a pickle. A fork and a fork and a towel or a sponge of some sort.
All right, so
Let me explain. Fork,
yeah,
kind of like your hands right now. You can eat, and then you can do other things in the yard, scraping on the ground, you know. And then what I say, a towel because you probably could wash. I probably can't wash that well with the fork. Wash yourself, clean up stuff, clean. Yeah, how about you?
I would just do two of those tongue things that go like this, so I could pick shit up still.
Oh.
You know those tongs that we use to like barbecue and like. I would just put two of those in my hand, but that way I could pick stuff up.
Well, never mind.
I was like, man, you're going with a fork and a pickle?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we get to choose. I want something nice. Somebody comes to my house. Yeah.
What's a worse first date scenario? Discovering you're wearing matching outfits or realizing you have the exact same laugh?
Exact same laugh. I would get up and leave.
I
have like 5 different laughs.
Yeah, and every single one's the same. Like,
what?
I'd be like more like, are you like related to me? Like, I don't think we should be on a date. If you have the same laugh as me, every single laugh, I'm gonna be like, all
we're
right,
definitely
we're
the same
related.
person in
You're like a
different
first
universe.
cousin or something. Like, this can't be.
Same person in a different universe. There's no way we have the same laugh. As I have 5 laughs.
Imagine aliens land tomorrow and demand a representative dish from Earth. Which fast food item do you hand over?
Fudge.
This is fast food items, so we have to pick a fast food item.
Okay, you're first.
And you get to... Okay, so... do the Domino's and all them count as fast foods? Okay. I mean, I'd probably give them like a meat lover's pizza then. If it's if we're going fast food.
I'm going Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I forgot. I should have not forgot about
I'm going Chick-fil-A.
Damn.
6 spicy deluxe sandwiches, large waffle fries, and a Diet Coke. Easy. Definitely Chick-fil-A. There's no question about it. You could murder them in McDonald's, but they probably already think bad of us.
Yo. All right. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Plot out your strategy. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I'm going for the horse-sized duck because as soon as you get neck access, wham, and you're done. You know, 100 little things running around with 4 legs. Yeah. I'm not surviving. If they're coming after, I'm not surviving. I'm taking my duck.
Yeah, but the only good thing about that is they're horses.
I will happily take my large duck.
Like horses don't.
Have you been kicked by a horse?
Yeah, but have you been kicked by a horse this big? That's a duck-sized horse. 100 of them.
100 little animals?
Yeah.
Fill this room up with 100 horses, duck size.
About a bat. I'm going crazy on it. I guess
you sound like a killer.
One horse-sized duck. That thing's this big. The reason why I would.
Yeah, I could get out of there in 5. You can get out of there in 10.
You have 15, to kill 20. It. It's till the death.
I can do it.
All right.
About 5 minutes. You'll be in there for an hour chasing
this is where This is where we separate on this. I'm going with the 100 horse-sized ducks.
I'm duck, goose.
Because like horses generally, if its body's going to be proportioned like this.
Yeah.
So it's like I could just kick him and kick like 6 in a row, and they're all going to.
You did play soccer.
Okay, let me do one more question. One more or 2 more?
Una más.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, this one's stupid. I don't know if I want. If every time you sneezed, you changed genders for an hour, how would you handle the most inconvenient switch? What the question?
What do you mean? How would you handle it?
Just sneeze at like a cash.
Or when you're like banging. Whoops.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. I don't know.
How would you handle it? I don't know. Scream.
Be awkward as shit.
Murder.
Okay, every time you enter a room, a theme song plays. What song would it be and why?
It would be Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And it would be that because I love that song. 2, it's a great opening if you just want to get people. Lexi's here. She wants to dance. Dancing's always fun in a serious environment or a silly environment. Dancing is the way to go. I Want to Dance with Somebody is... I think it's Want to Dance with Somebody. But that song has always stayed with me for years and years and years since I first heard it. I love that song. I feel like it cheers everyone up all the time. And if it doesn't cheer everyone up, it cheers me up. So, I want to dance with somebody. Walk in the room.
For
Beautiful.
Me, it might have to be... Dang, I don't even know the name of the song. It's the one like that goes 10% luck, 20% will, 50% concentrated. I don't even know the song.
Yeah.
It'd probably be that song. But wait, well, let me read. Every time you enter a room. Oh, I thought that was just. Oh, I misread that. I think mine would be. Then.
Or jazz.
Bring them out.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll be like.
Every time.
Bring them out.
Having birth, bring them out. It's good. Having, giving.
I think those are all the questions. I mean, there's a shit ton more. There's a lot more. But I don't want to go through them. I'll have to use the restroom. So, do you want to pause the podcast or end it?
Too. How long have you been rolling? We can obviously cut this out.
40 minutes. That's a good way to end it. We've been rolling for 40 minutes, so let's end it. Because I have to use the restroom.
I gotta pay.
Hold on.
Oh.
No, we have to do the challenge for the next week.
Oh, okay. My challenge is go first.
My challenge next week is to run at least 5 times. And if say it's the end of the week and I have 3, I only have 2 days left, but I have 4 times I have to run, I can run 2 times. And I'm not going off miles. I'm just going off sessions.
Okay.
So at least 5 sessions. So that normally each time I run at least 2-3 miles. So it's going to be at least 15 miles next week.
My challenge is, this is hard. I wasn't prepared.
You didn't think I was going to do a challenge like I did. Because now it's making me think, like, how am I going to up his challenge?
My challenge is to read once a day.
Ooh, that's a good one. Like a book?
At least, yeah, a book. At least 5 to 10 pages. We're starting low. I haven't been reading consistently in a while, and it always helps me. My brain always feels good when I read. So, read consistently, at least 5 to 10 pages a day.
All right. Well, that's this week's podcast.
Boom.
You guys get to leave this reality. Next week, or next time we'll be on. Hopefully, we can start doing these more than once a week, maybe twice a week.
I think we will.
But, all right, bye.